We are going to start off our home decor tour, our Christmas home decor tour, in the dining room as usual. And as usual, it's backlit over here. But this is my plant stand, which mostly has my blue and green glass collection on it. And on this, I don't take anything off of it. It's just too much work to have to pack all this glass up. So instead, I just add to it. And in this case, I put Christmas foliage, or picks, I guess. It's not really foliage, Christmas picks in my bottles. I filled this chip and dip bowl that was my grandmother's with miniature Christmas ornaments. Stuck in some bottle brush trees. And down here, I just did the same with the picks and the bottle brush trees. Down here in this little basket, I have another little Christmas tree. It's just got pine cones and red berries on it. And that's the way the tree came when I got it. And then, of course, you guys have seen my little dining room Christmas tree. It's my Pillsbury Doughboy tree, as well as my memory tree and my homemade ornaments. It's got all my little memorial ornaments on here of people that have passed away. Over here on my peg rack, I stuck this swag. I've had this Christmas swag for years and years, and I usually put it on the shelf behind my dining room table, but I thought it would be perfect over here this year. And then I just added a couple of little wreaths. I think I got those at Dollar General several years ago. And then on my Hoosier cabinet, I kept it very simple. Like I've said before, simple is the key word for this year. I put my Jersey cow collection back there, and I just stuck a little pick in that creamer jar. I hung this little mitten that I got thrifting off the doorknobs, and then I just stuck this salt and pepper shaker set. This centerpiece that I made years ago. I made it on I made a video out of it actually on my channel several years ago. And then I just have this little creamer, restaurant ware creamer with a bottle brush tree inside of it. And then on the top of my hutch, I kept it pretty much the same. Again, I just did not want to take all this stuff off of here and reinvent the wheel and pack this stuff away. So I just added to it. I added some more Christmas picks in that restaurant ware creamer, and then on around the corner here on this side of the hutch, I just put one of my Santas. I can't remember where I got him. Probably Dollar General. I think maybe that's where I got him. My dining room table, I bought this tablecloth new. It's actually a cloth tablecloth, and I got a clear plastic one to cover it, but it's this red ticking stripe. I went with the plastic table cover because we actually sit and eat at our dinner table every night as a family, and things get spilled on the tablecloth. And I just wanted this tablecloth to stay pristine. And when I saw it, I got it off of Amazon, and when I saw it, I fell in love with it. And I'm like, oh, how can I make it work? I use it and still, protect it. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to get a clear plastic table cover. It's very much like what a grandma would do. I have not resorted to plastic furniture covers yet, although to be honest, I have looked into them. The ones where you sit down on them in shorts and your skin sticks to them. Like what your grandma used to do. But honestly, I couldn't find any on Amazon. Not the kinds that that are form-fitting to the furniture. I just found kinds that were kind of like paint drop cloths that were just supposed to be used temporarily. So anyway, I went a different route with my furniture covers. But anyhow, on here, on my centerpiece, as you can see, we still have candy from the fall and from Thanksgiving. But I just have this. Oh, what is the name of this company? Oh, I cannot even think of the name of this company where that I got this dish from, and you can interchange. You can change out the little decorations in the middle. If I can think of the name, I'll put it on the screen. But anyway, I just have that there, and I'll just keep little treats in it. Once the candy corn mix is gone, I'll probably just put nuts or something in it. And then for my centerpiece, again, simple. I just have this basket that I got thrifting. I have a little riser in it. I got this riser at Bell's, I think. Pretty sure. I can't remember. Bell's or Marshall's, one of those stores. Got a thrifted doily. The Santa was thrifted. I just put a different, this is not the Santa I just thrifted that was in my last thrift haul. I got this one a couple of years ago. It had a very ugly floral arrangement in it when I bought it, so I pulled everything out of it and redid it. And so I put those floral picks in there. I think I got those mostly from Joann Fabrics when they were still in existence. I got the beeswax candles off of Amazon. I got the Mrs. Claus and Santa Claus candle sticks off of Etsy. And then I got the little butter pats thrifting as well. On the wall behind my table is that Santa and Mrs. Claus picture that I got at Walmart. I absolutely love it. It fits that space beautifully, and I can see it from where I sit in the living room, and I just sit and look at it sometimes. It's just so pretty. Then of course I put my floral arrangements. They're identical on either side of the picture in my sconces, my wall sconces. Up on my back shelf, I left everything up there, didn't take anything down. I just added to it. I added some nutcrackers, this little Avon bird with the Santa hat, a bottle brush tree, another nutcracker, another bottle brush tree, and then another nutcracker down on that end. And then I've got my house hippo. He stays up all year round, and I got him thrifting. He's an Avon bottle as well. The only thing I did on my sewing machine shelf wall is I put an ornament in that little tiny teacup, and then on the pegs on these exposed boxes, I hung these little tiny wreaths with little tiny cardinals. I got those, I don't remember, I think Walmart. And then another new thing I'm doing this year in my dining room is in this corner on this little stool. The lid, the seat lifts up, and there's storage in there, and I keep all my wax melts in there. And then I put this basket on here. I had a scarecrow and pumpkins in it for fall, if you remember. But for Christmas, I decided to put a little tiny Christmas tree, put lights on it with a Santa, and that's a Santa from the Polar Express. Got that at Hallmark back years ago when the Polar Express first came out in theaters. They had Polar Express stuff in their store, and I got that Santa there. And then I just wrapped up some empty boxes and put them under the tree. Like, that's a stuffing box from Thanksgiving, and that's a granola bar box, and there's a couple of Jell-O boxes in there that I just found some coordinating gift wrap and wrapped those up. And then I have a thrifted doily hanging out of the basket. So that is my dining room this year. Now we will head on into the kitchen. I don't decorate a whole lot in my kitchen. I mainly focus on my windowsill, and again, it is backlit. Up here on this little shelf, all I did was I stuck a floral pick in this chicken, I'm planning to just do a silent walkthrough of the main area of the house at night tonight, so you can see how it looks all lit up, so you'll get a better view of the windowsill. Tonight, over here on top of my microwave, I just have my little gravy boat with my little sleeping mice, and I stuck a little pick in there. This is where this mouse is going to stay forever because I just think it's adorable. The gravy boat I got thrifting at Goodwill. The spoon I got thrifting, can't remember where. The mice, I'm pretty sure I got those off of Etsy. And I just stuck some Spanish moss in there to make them a little nest. And they're adorable. I absolutely love them. And then keeping with the mouse theme, I guess I got a mouse theme in my kitchen. Normally people don't like mice in their kitchen, but I do. I've got this little mouse I got from Walmart, stuck a little wreath in there. And then I've got this little sleeping cat with a mouse, and I got this, I don't even know. I've had this thing for 30 years probably. Can't remember where I got it, but I love it. It's so cute. I didn't really decorate my shelves, my open shelves at all, other than over here I did stick some more floral picks, and then on my range hood I put this little Santa magnet that a lady from church made for me last year or the year before. I can't remember, but it's cute. And then over here, these are the nesting hens on a nest that I normally have on my windowsill. I was originally going to just pack them up, but then I decided I really like this sign that I got from Tractor Supply. The chickens were nestled all snug in their beds while visions of egg laying danced in their heads, and I wanted to use it, and so this is where I thought it would look the best. So I just have that sign propped up there on my kitchen scale, my vintage kitchen scale, and I have most of my hens, yeah, other than I have two over there on that other little shelf, and then my jadeite one up there. It's not real jadeite, it's faux, but it looks like jadeite. But this is the rest of my little hens on a nest collection. I try to collect the small ones because I don't have a lot of space. So anyway, and I just stuck a little sprig in there and then a little tiny tree back there. I will show you the other side of the island when I get into the living room because it's just easier that way. But from this perspective, the only thing I have on my island are these vintage salt and pepper shakers, snowmen, Mr. and Mrs. Snowman, and then inside this little cloche, which is actually just a votive candle holder turned upside down, is a little wooden vintage Santa ornament. So that is everything in my kitchen. Let's move on to the living room. Entering the living room, to the right we have the grandfather clock, and I always stick a little Christmas tree up there, or hickory dickory dock. This is the wreath I have on my bedroom door. This is just a free screensaver or wallpaper or whatever that you can get from YouTube. I just went on YouTube and found that. And on our TV table, I just have this cute little figurine that I got thrifting and this pretty little platter. I sewed that little scarf. It was no big deal. It was just some fabric that I hemmed. On this shelf above the TV, I have a couple more of those Anna Lee mice. This one is Santa Mouse. And then over here on this side, another Santa Mouse. This one, well actually this is Santa Mouse because he's got a beard. This one is just a mouse with a Santa hat on. I got those off of Etsy as well. And then I just stuck a couple of Christmas trees up there. Then over here is my nativity, my favorite nativity. I put this together in a video a few weeks back. And then above it, I hung this little angel that I made crafting with a friend many, many years ago. Many, many years ago. Travis and Olivia were born, but they were very young when I did that, I'm pretty sure. I think Olivia was a baby. And then over here in my corner hutch, I left everything in there. I took out the fall touches and added some Christmas touches. Filled this little bowl with some ornaments and a little red bird. Stuck a couple of Santas in there. I have this wreath on the front. And then on the second shelf, I stuck some picks in that little basket. Another Santa. So then on this side, you can kind of peek around and see that I put a Christmas book, Norman Rockwell Christmas book, in the place of that rooster plate that was back there. And then down here on the bottom shelf, another Santa. And then over on this side, I just stuck a little Christmas tree. Up here on this shelf, this is my Snoopy shelf. Got a Christmas with Charlie Brown Christmas book up there. Got this little animated thing I got from Hallmark. It plays a song. I'm not going to play it because copyright. There's that little Snoopy that my friend Carolyn just sent me for Christmas this year. And then I just put a couple of little picks up there to make it look like a swag. I've got this pillow on this love seat. It's double-sided. I just chose to use the plaid side. On this side is a red truck. Got this at Aldi. They only had one. I would have bought two if they'd had two, but they only had one. And then over here in my little mouse wedding scene. And if you are new to my channel and don't know, just about everything in my decor is thrifted. Just about everything. So there's a few pieces here and there that I bought retail, but for the most part things are thrifted. In this little vignette, the tree, the Christmas tree, and the church I bought, I think at Dollar General. I'm not sure. I think I got the tree off of Amazon and the church at Dollar General, and pretty much everything else I thrifted. Now this little toad or frog, Olivia fixed, crocheted or knit. I think it's knit. Knitted that for me. And then she just knitted a Santa hat that's removable. It's because I leave this little frog up all year round. I just stuck the little Santa hat on it. And then down here, got another tree, probably Dollar General or Walmart, I don't remember. And then I just got these candle holders this year off of a live sale on YouTube, Cottage on Jones. She does live sales about once a month, and I purchased these from her live sale. Just have a little basket of ornaments here. And then you guys have seen my Santa collection. This has not really changed since the day that I put it together on a video. So it's just the vast majority of all of my Santa ornaments and figurines that I have, not ornaments, but figurines mostly, that I have collected over the years. I've been collecting Santas for 30 years, so this is a collection of 30 years of collecting. So on this couch I have this quilt that I made, and then I've got two pillow covers, a kangaroo and a koala. This is from a set of 4 that my friend Carolyn sent me. And the other 2 are on my bed, which you will see when I get into the bedroom portion. And then on my coffee table, this is a combination of thrifted and retail purchased items. I got that mouse and that mouse from Joann Fabrics. I got the dough bowl for Christmas last year. The little snowman countdown calendar, or Advent, or whatever you want to call it. I got that at a local shop years ago called Hensler's Nursery. They're just a few miles from our house, and they have a huge Christmas tree farm, and they have all kinds of activities that happen on mainly the day after Thanksgiving, because that's like their biggest day. And we've gone over there for years and years, but for the last several years, especially since the kids have become adults, we don't really go over there anymore. It's just really crowded, lots of people, and so we don't do that anymore. But anyway, I got this little table scarf from a local woman who sewed that. The little mouse I got thrifting, the chair I got thrifting, the little caroling mice, I cannot remember where I got those. Probably off of Amazon. I got the Pipberry wreath, the candle holder, thrifting, and then that's another one of those beeswax candles that I got from Amazon. And the coasters I think I got from Amazon. My tree, you have seen my tree on and off. All of the little snowmen at the bottom are animated. I don't have batteries in them all, but I collected those when my kids were little. Every year it was a tradition to get one from Hallmark. They put out a new one every year, and Olivia especially really looked forward to seeing the newest animated snowman. And we have our stockings over here. I got this reindeer stocking holder at a local festival, the Blueberry Festival. It's actually the largest festival in the country. It's in September over Labor Day weekend, and that's another thing we used to go to all the time, but you know, as you get older, you just don't think the crowds are worth it. So anyway, I did get this reindeer stocking holder at the Blueberry Festival when Olivia was a baby. And then the stockings were all knitted by my mom. The Santa Claus one is mine, that she knitted for me when I was a little girl, and that's probably why I have such an affinity and a love for Santa, because my mom put that Santa face applicated on there. And so every Christmas when I'd open my stocking, I was seeing Santa's face, and it kind of got probably imprinted on my brain. But anyway, when I had Travis and Olivia, I asked her if she would knit them stockings. And then I said, could you knit one for Scott too, so that we all have stockings made by you? And she said sure, and so she made the white one for Scott, and then the green one is Travis's, and this other red one is Olivia's. So those are precious to me because they were made by my mom. And then here's my Santa tree. I've shown this to you before. I did add these ticking striped candy canes. I ordered those from Amazon, and there was a set of 24 of them, so it was perfect addition to the tree. Like I said, I will do a slow motion, well, not really slow motion, but I will do a nighttime view of everything set to music here at the end of this video. Travis and Olivia got me that lighted up chicken for Christmas last year, and they got it at Tractor Supply. Over here on my counter, my kitchen counter, told you I'd show you the view from this side. I just have another one of those restaurant wear creamers with some picks, floral picks in it. I got this angel candle that I thrifted. I have this, Scott calls it my Charlie Brown tree. I can't remember where I got it, honestly. I don't remember, probably Amazon, but could have been Joann Fabrics. I honestly don't remember where I got it. And then I just have a collection of these birds on nests, 2 white ones and then 4 red ones. And so I just clipped those on the tree. And then below on this cabinet, honestly, I was running out of space to put things, so I just cleared the top of this little organizing thing off, and I have some collected, thrifted Christmas dinner or cream and sugar. It has a duck and a chicken that match. And then my brass deer that I thrifted, and then this, what would you call it, twig deer, and I cannot remember where I got that. I can't remember, probably Joann Fabrics. Then over here on my shelves, above my fireplace, I have my nativity collection. I got this little felted set from Amazon. I made that one. I did the video on that during Vlogtober. I made the little Scrabble signs. There's 3 of them on here. I made this one. I made all 3 of them. I got that thrifting. Got that thrifting. Got that one at Marshall's just recently. On this second shelf, got that Snoopy nativity at Walmart. Here's another one of those Scrabbles. I made that nativity last year in a video. I thrifted that angel. I thrifted the little shutter and the wreath I got from Amazon. And then that's just one of those sachets that have smelly stuff inside of them. And I got that at Walmart. And then down here on top of the fireplace is the 3rd Scrabble saying that I made. I got that nativity thrifting. Now this nativity was actually my grandmother's, and as far as my aunt can recall, it's at least 80 years old, if not older, and it was handed down to me. I spruced it up a little bit. It was looking a little bit bedraggled, so I just added some Spanish moss to it. It already had some sort of a fiber that was kind of like Spanish moss on it, but it was looking very sparse and you know, just looking like it was 80 years old. So I added some fresh Spanish moss to it, and then the baby Jesus was missing. That was the only thing missing, was the baby Jesus, and I was able to find one that fit it perfectly off of Amazon, believe it or not, and it came just plain. It was like a plain plastic little piece, and Olivia painted it for me to match the aesthetics of this nativity, and I think she did a fabulous job. It does not look like that was not the original baby Jesus. And then over here I have my stacking nesting dolls nativity, and I just stuck the baby Jesus in a little basket. Up here on my basket wall, I just put this Christmas wreath up here. I made this wreath several years ago. And here's another one of those knitted frogs that Olivia made for me, and with the Santa hat. And I just stuck a little sprig in there. And I love how this wall work looks. It's just very simple. This is where I stuck that little sign. This was originally up above that first nativity that I showed you. But when I was unpacking my Christmas stuff and I saw that angel, like, that's perfect. So I just stuck this over here. Up on these shelves, they are mirror image of each other. These pretty much stay the same. I just kind of change things out a little bit. I put my stacking Santa boxes, some Christmas picks, and this little piece hanging thing off the peg. And then over here on this side, basically the same again, only is a snowflake. And then on my front door, I have this wreath that I made this many years ago, and this little Santa hanger, and I've got my Santa rug. And that, my friends, is my Christmas living room. Now let's head into the bedroom. I didn't do a whole lot in there, but I will show it to you anyway. Here's the bedroom. Like I said, I did not do much in here. I just changed my bedding into Christmas bedding. There are the other two Australian critters, pillow covers that Carolyn sent me. That's a quokka and a platypus. And then on the back of my headboard, I just have a Christmas tree in that little bucket, like basket, bushel basket type basket. Wooden deer, 2 wooden deer, and some wooden trees. I just have like a wood theme going on in here. Then I've got my garland, and then in this cubby I have 3 more wooden trees, and then I have the same exact trees in the cubby on Scott's side of the bed. And then the only other thing I have in the bedroom that's Christmassy is my It's a Wonderful Life Christmas Village. My friend Kim sent this to me, and I love it. I put it up every single year, and it's been a Christmas favorite of mine. The only thing on here that's not from the set is the church. I got that at Walmart several years ago, and it just kind of happens to fit really well with this village, so I added it to it. All right, let's head downstairs to the vintage room. Here is my vintage room. This is my pride and joy, my authentic aluminum Christmas tree with the color wheel. A friend of mine gave this to me several years ago, and last year when I put it up, I decided at the end of the year I was not going to take it down, and I left it up all year, and that was a really good decision. It made decorating the vintage room so much easier and so much more enjoyable this year. So there's that, and then underneath the tree are my vintage toy collection. Many of these were toys that were mine when I was a child. In fact, most of them are. That little ball, my mom made it for the kids, Travis and Olivia, when they were little. The M&M candy dispenser was my brother Doug's. I had gotten that for him for Christmas one year, and then when he passed away, they gave it back to me. This is an authentic Star Trek Ken and Barbie set in the package. Got that at a yard sale. I can't remember how much we paid for it. I think $5. And we've decided just to keep it in the package. Keep it pristine. And over here, this is my basket of chickens that I had upstairs, and I just brought them down here. This is the chair that I sit on when I do my thrift hauls. There's my dress form, Murtis, with her Christmas apron. One of you asked me about this swimming suit that's hanging here. That was my mother's. She was actually a very good swimmer. And this was her swimming suit from the 40s. Over here is my angel collection. Most all of them are vintage that I've just collected over the years. In fact, I think they are all vintage now that I'm looking at them. I look out for them when I'm thrifting all throughout the year. This was my mother-in-law's angel, and it's animated. It still works, but I'm not going to plug it in right now. And in this vintage suitcase or briefcase, however, it looks more like a suitcase to me, but I think they had it labeled as a briefcase. I've got more of my vintage angels, my vintage holly tree, and then that is a vintage songbook, Christmas songbook. Up here on my grandfather's livestock hauling sign, I have this. It's a vintage looking wreath. It is not vintage. It's newer. I got it at Goodwill a few years ago, and I think it just looks really good hanging on that sign. Here on this side I have my quilt rack, and I just have a bunch of different quilts underneath here, and I just put a Christmassy looking, it's actually a wall hanging. I used to hang that in my entryway before the tree fell on our house and we did all of the remodeling. And then after the remodeling, I decided I didn't want to put very many decor pieces out in the entryway. And so I don't have a quilt, anywhere to hang a quilt out there anymore. So I thought, well, it would look really cute just draped over my quilt rack down here. And then on this little shelf is where I have my lying down deer collection. I've got my little vintage Santa and his reindeer here. I'm thinking I probably will actually take that upstairs and put it with my Santa collection upstairs. I think that's why I kind of stuck it on this top shelf, because I was going to take it upstairs and then I kind of forgot about it. So it's right there for now, but I think I am going to move it upstairs and put it with my Santa collection. And then, like I was saying, this is my lying down deer collection and my vintage Christmas candle collection. I have them all like interspersed here on all of these different shelves. Some of these deer are vintage, some of them are reproductions, some of them I just bought at Walmart. Like this one is an actual vintage little deer. And right next to it is one I got at Walmart. This is a reproduction blow mold that I was given for Christmas last year. And then down here on the bottom shelf, I have more of my candles. I'm really thinking about just leaving all of my lying down deer out this year and not packing them away. I will pack away the candles, but the others, I think I am going to leave them out. You know, less work to do next year when I redecorate. There's just a little reproduction tinsel dachshund figurine there. Got that for Christmas one year. Then over here, was my mother's. This is actually vintage. I know there's a lot of these reproductions in the store now because those are very popular, but this is actually vintage. This is one I remember when I was a child my mom had, and before she passed away she asked all of the kids, you know, if there was anything specific of hers that she wanted, that we wanted after she passed away, and this was one of the things that I asked to have, and so she gave that to me. She actually gave it to me a couple of years before she passed away, so I've been able to enjoy it. These stockings were from years and years and years ago. I had two cats. They were house cats. It was before I realized I was very, very allergic to cats, and it was before Travis was born, and he's very allergic to cats. Rascal and Sweet Pea. I was a cat lady before I had dogs, and they were my sweet little kitties, and I got them a stocking, and I stuffed it for them every year too. Over here is my little mouse village. I didn't really change it up much for Christmas. I just gave them a little Christmas tree, and that's all I did. And I stuck that little Christmas chicken there. That's the only thing I've done on this, on their little, in their little village this year. They're going simple for Christmas as well. And then on this shelf I have some are these not Inesco? What are these? These are Homeco? Yeah, Homeco. My little elves, and some other little vintage tchotchkes up on this shelf. All right, that is it for my vintage room. This is how I have it decorated this year. I love it. Very simple, and I just love how it looks. So let's go on into the family room now. All right, here is my family room. Star of the show is my cardinal tree. Still absolutely loving this tree. And then on the wall is a Christmas quilt that I made. You could actually use it to cover up with. It's actually big enough for that, but I use it as a wall hanging. That is Olivia's maid of honor dress. It has to hang there until the wedding in February. Her cousin is getting married. This is not a Christmassy picture. It's just I didn't have anywhere else to put it, so I just stuck it here on this easel, and it kind of looks a little wintry because of the gray clouds in the skies. Here is one of my hope chests and how I have it decorated. This old trunk. I also did a decorate with me video when I decorated this, and it has not changed. And then this is how I have the shelf on the top decorated. If you're new to my channel, I usually do like a woodland theme down here in my family room, and this year I decided to just have a few woodland touches, but primarily have a cardinal tree, and I love it very much. I didn't get rid of my woodland stuff. I will probably alternate between the two. I might do the cardinal tree again next year because I like it so much, but we will revisit the woodland theme eventually. I have my woodland Santa right there. Up here I have more of I had two sets of those Homeco elves, so I put the other set in here, along with some more of my mice. I love mice. I love little mice. I don't love real mice that get in your house, although they are cute. I mean, if you ever look at a house mouse, they're actually very, very cute. Field mice are very cute too, but they are such a pest and such a ugh that I don't like them in my house. But I do love the figurines, and I love to collect them. Over here on this table is my Homeco set of mice, little Santa mice figurines. Those are super, super cute. I just changed out the books in this basket to ones that were red, and I stuck a little Christmas tree there. And then up here on this little shelf, I know it's kind of hard to see because the light is right there, but I just put some Christmas picks in there, and then I had this giant snowflake. I think I got it Dollar Tree a couple of years ago, and then a couple other little mice figurines, and then this little wooden vase or candle holder. I haven't really decided what it is. I think it might be a candle holder. It stays on this shelf all the time, so I just left that there. And then down here I have one of my winter scene barn paintings. I like to collect barn paintings, and I had two small wintry ones, so I put one on this pillar here, and then over here I have the other one, and then this shelf is pretty much identical to the other one, only a different little mouse figurine. Then on this little table I have my remotes and a couple of little mice figurines. I think I got these at Bell's. And then this tree, I call it my mouse tree. I kind of collect these little stuffed mouse ornaments. I got most of them at Walmart. This one I got at Hensler's, the little Christmas tree shop that's close by. And then, I can't remember what, another one of these I got at a different store, which I can't remember which. Oh, it was this one. I got it at a drugstore. And then this one I believe I got at Target, I think. But these are all of my stuffed mice ornaments. So this is my little mouse tree. And then on my coffee table, again, this is how it was when you decorated with me. Didn't change anything. I was going to add some like greenery or whatever, and I just decided I didn't need to because I liked it the way it was. And so there's my centerpiece on my coffee table. And that is how I have my family room decorated this year for Christmas. I hope you enjoyed this time we spent together going through my home and how I have it decorated for Christmas 2025. I know some people may think I go a little bit overboard with my decorating, but it's something that I absolutely love to do, especially this time of year. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I know this was a longer video, but I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll see you again on Friday with another brand new video. Bye-bye, friends.